Hello everyone, welcome to my digital story. I'm Felix from Group F. This video records my training life in PolyU. The purpose of this digital story at PolyU is to share what I've learned from 17th of May 2011 to 25th of May 2011. Here is my day 1 training. Still work. Part 1, still checking. At the workshop, the teachers demonstrate 2 non-destructive tests to check if there is any cracks or defects in steel samples, which are dye penetration test and magnetic particle inspection. Part 2, making a steel chair. Basically, we were divided into 2 groups. One is responsible for making the top of the chair, while another is responsible for making the support. First, we must draw the design of the chair and work out on the dimension. Then we should mark on the steel and cut it into the desired size. Here, I was marking the position on the steel plate, and there is a student using the electrical circular saw to cut the steel. Apart from marking on the steel plate, I am assigned to manufacture the steel and carry out welding. Here, I was checking the dimension of steel and using the steel file to polish the steel components. After manufacturing the steel, I wear the protective coats and try to connect the steel components together by welding to form the top. At the same time, my groupmate is using the strict saw to cut the steel. Then he marked the position of drilling to install bolts and nuts. After that, they used bolts and nuts to connect the support of the chair. Here was our product. Day 2, formwork making. This was our task. We were required to make an ISO formwork. Firstly, we should work out all the dimensions of different components. Then we had to cut the large plywood block into smaller pieces. Here, I was using the machine to cut the block. After that, we would cut the plywood into desired size, and I was using the grinding machine to manufacture the plywood. Next, we would start to connect the plywood by nailing. These are the components, and I was putting them around the kicker and ensure it was firm. After the formwork is formed, we use the tie bars to firm the railings tightly, and this is our product. Day 3, scaffolding training. The tutor first described different types of forcework. Then he taught us how to use different components to construct a scaffolding work and the safety precautions we should consider. After the introduction, we started to construct the scaffold. We should notice when constructing the scaffold, we need to check the level every time to ensure it's stable. Basically, we were divided into 3 groups, which were project manager, transportation workers, and construction workers. I was assigned to be a construction worker. I wore the safety harness and ready to work on height. Here, I was using the cupolas to fix the scaffolding. And finally, we constructed the scaffolding successfully. Day 4, concrete mixing. To start with, every group was given different water to cement ratio to mix the concrete. Firstly, we weighted and collected the materials required, and then we put them into a tilting mixer. After several minutes, we collected the fresh concrete with a fuel barrel and then transported it next to our ice-sheeted formwork. Besides, we conducted the slump test to check the workability of the fresh concrete. We also poured the concrete into the crisp for the grip strength test in the future. After that, we start concreting to our formwork, and then we use the vibrator to compact the formwork so as to force out the air in concrete. And finally, we made a surface treatment to it. Day 5, structural concrete. Several days after the casting, we went to the workshop and removed the formwork. Here is our ice-sheeted concrete. See, no honeycomb is formed. After removing the formwork, we used the hammer to destroy the ice-sheeted concrete beam. Next, we conduct the grip test. Here is the details of our grip. We took them into the compression testing machine, and this is the failure load of our concrete. Part 2, reinforcement fixing. In the morning, we learned how to distinguish different types of reinforcement bar and the calculation method of deciding the required number of reinforcement bars in different types of construction. Here, I was measuring the length of the steel and cutting it by machines. We were practicing how to bend a steel. Besides, we used the render bending machine to bend the steel. After that, we were required to fix the reinforcement bar for a beam. From my point of view, this was the most difficult and harsh practical work among the training. It was very difficult to fix the steel bar properly and in a correct sequence. However, we still make a breakthrough. Day 6. Brickwork and Plastering. In the morning, we attended the course to learn the different types of brick and bond. We were told the difference between their strengths and advantages. After that, we learned how to conduct plastering and tiling. Then we went to the workshop and saw the real examples of different types of brickwork, bond, or other finishes such as tiles. Part 1. Brickwork. We practiced how to erect a two-level brick wall. Here, I was building a brick wall with mortar with my groupmate. We followed the instruction called by the tutor, for example, marking the position and tracking the leveling. Part 2. Plastering. The tutor demonstrated how to plastering against a wall. He puts the plaster on the wall and spread it evenly. After the plastering work, another tutor taught us how to erect tiles on the wall. He used cement lime water as an agent to joint the tiles. Then we were given chance to practice. He also identified different types of machines with us. For example, this is a tile cutter. Here I was using the tile cutter to cut the tile. Apart from showing how to stick the mosaic tiles on the wall, the tutor demonstrated how to stick the tiles on floor. In this process, the ratio of cement, sand, and water must be mixed accurately, otherwise, the quality of tiles would be poor. Day 7. NDT and Anchoring. This is the last day of my training. In this training, 5 of the non-destructive tests were introduced by the teacher, which were combination tests, cover meter tests, half-cell potential tests, infrared thermographic tests, and rebound hammer tests. I tried the rebound hammer test and checked the compressive strength of concrete. Next, I conducted the half-cell potential test and checked the degree of corrosion of the reinforcement. For the cover meter test is a device used to locate the position of reinforcement and measure the exact concrete cover. At last, we carry out the infrared thermographic test. It is used to detect the radiation emitted by an object and sort it on the device. Part 2. Anchoring. We were glad to have a staff from HLTI teaching us the mechanisms of anchor. Basically, there are 4 types of anchor, which are torque control expansion anchor, undercut anchor, adhesive anchor, and displacement control expansion anchor. She demonstrated how to install an anchor and we were required to perform it. First, we should drill a hole, then we have to clean the hole and make sure there is no particles inside. After that, we should check the depth of the hole and at last, we hammer the anchor into the hole. She also identified different types of failure in anchor with us, which were edge failure, splitting failure, steel failure, and concrete failure. In this program, I was given the opportunity to engage in various hand-on training and everyday assignment. Such opportunities allow me to build up my confidence. It also provides me a solid foundation towards construction engineering. Although most of the training I attend in this summer come with the book theories that I had learned before, I still find it very useful because it allows students to participate in technical work. It is more interactive than just learning the knowledge from notes without further practice. Furthermore, during the training, most of the machines were novel to us. Most of our classmates have never seen or functioned them before. Therefore, it was difficult for us to operate it properly for the first time. However, through our teamwork and collaboration, we finally made breakthroughs. This made me understand that, no matter how hard my knee one can be, in the long run, he may not be successful without having teamwork. It is another valuable principle that we could not learn from books. Finally, through this training, not only could I increase my knowledge on construction, but it also allows me to gain valuable experience and enlightenment. Thank you, everyone.